If you're thinking about opening up a drug rehab center or even expanding one you already own, I need you to hear this. Most new treatment centers never make it past their first few years. Not because the founders didn't care, but because they made one or more of the 5 biggest mistakes that almost guarantee failure. In this video, I'm going to break down those 5 mistakes and give you 3 clear steps for how to avoid each of them. Whether you're in the early vision stages or you're already licensed and operating, this video is for you. And if at any point you realize you need help, my team at Behavioral Health Partners does full-service startup and consulting for treatment centers, from business plans to licensing to marketing and operations. You'll find the link in the description to book a call directly with us. So let's get into it. Mistake number 1, skipping the feasibility study and business plan. One of the most common and damaging mistakes we see is skipping the feasibility study and business plan. Many passionate founders go straight from vision to leasing a building, thinking the rest will just fall into place. But without clear market data, you're essentially gambling with millions of dollars. Here's how to avoid this mistake in 3 steps. First, conduct a professional feasibility study to understand the local demand. Don't assume everywhere needs a center. Look at the competitive landscape and search for gaps in levels of care you could fill. And research the payer landscape for commercial or state-funded needs and reimbursement rates to make sure it is financially feasible to open. Second, build a realistic business plan that outlines your launch strategy, program structure, staffing, and compliance requirements. Third, use the feasibility study to guide investors, lenders, and your decision-making from day one. This is the difference between building on a rock or on sand. Without it, you risk everything before you even open your doors. Mistake number 2, not building a realistic financial model and forecast. Another mistake is failing to build a financial model that actually reflects the realities of running a rehab center. Many founders underestimate costs, overestimate revenues, and end up with cash flow issues that sink them. We had one center call us after 4 years in operation. They had detox, residential, and outpatient, 50 beds, but they had never built a financial model or done any real marketing. They were operating at half capacity, never had a commercial client, and by the time they came to us, they were in bankruptcy. They had the heart, but without the financial clarity, they couldn't make it and had to sell for much less than they ever should have needed to. Here's how to avoid this mistake in 3 steps. First, do not fudge numbers and overestimate your census, underestimate your costs, and show 100% capacity from month 1 open. Build a 5-year pro forma that projects a realistic carrying cost to opening, a real ramp up of admissions, roughly 10% of capacity month 1, and add 10% per month after that to be conservative. Find real reimbursement rates and plug them into it. Add in staffing costs and make sure the staff start on the correct month within the pro forma, and estimate margins of losses monthly until you are profitable so you can plan accordingly. Second, stress test your model for different payer mixes and census levels. Play with what you really believe is possible with your community and your marketing abilities, and find a mix of commercial and Medicaid that works to get you to the right margins and make it the plan. Third, update your financials quarterly and manage to your plan, not to your hope. Follow the model and update the numbers based on what is happening, not what you hope will happen. This isn't just about numbers. It's about ensuring your mission to help people can actually sustain itself long term. Mistake number 3, waiting until licensing to start marketing. This is one of the deadliest mistakes. Too many centers believe they can wait until their license is approved to start thinking about marketing. The problem is, by then it's too late. You'll be sitting on payroll and overhead with no pipeline of clients. Contrast that with one of our clients who hired us for our full startup package. By the time Radix Recovery's outpatient license was approved, they were already getting 10 to 15 calls per day. They're now opening 68 beds of detox and residential, and they already have dozens of calls weekly for those levels of care. That's the power of building marketing into your plan early. So here's how to avoid this mistake in 3 steps. First, develop a strategic marketing plan at the same time as your business plan. Look at it like it is as important as your program and your license and your staff, because it is. Second, start SEO, content, and branding at least 3 months before licensing. Organic search takes about 3 months to start getting results and about 6 to get significant results. Third, launch paid ads as soon as your license is secured so you hit the ground running. LegitScript is required to run ads, and can take as much as 8 weeks to receive. And you must have the website built and be licensed to apply, so plan accordingly. Marketing isn't optional. It's the lifeline that keeps your center open and full. Mistake number 4, hiring the wrong team. Another mistake we see is founders hiring friends, family, or whoever's available instead of building the right clinical and operational team. In behavioral health, your staff is your product. So here's how to avoid this mistake in 3 steps. First, hire experienced clinicians and operators who know the industry standards and accreditation requirements. Do a full interview process with every candidate, even if you know them, and hire based on experience, merit, and drive for your vision. Second, build a culture around integrity, accountability, and excellence in care. Our core values at Behavioral Health Partners are live with integrity, serve with excellence, change the world. Everyone on our team looks at each decision through the lens of these values. What would your program base decisions on? Third, invest in ongoing training to keep your staff sharp and aligned with your mission. This should be in your performa as another necessity. Schedule it, pay for it, make it fun. This will avoid burnout in staff and help keep them focused on the mission when things get hard. You can't build a center of excellence with a team that's not qualified or aligned. The right people make or break your program. Mistake 5, generic branding and positioning. Finally, too many centers fail to differentiate themselves. They launch with the same generic slogans, hope and healing, a path to recovery, or evidence-based and compassionate care. Families can't tell one program from another. Here's how to avoid this mistake in 3 steps. First, define your unique value proposition. What makes your program special and different? Really, spend time on this and find who you really are and who you are really here to serve, and let them know how. Second, build your brand identity around that uniqueness, not generic cliches. If what makes you unique is evidence-based treatment and your compassionate team, you're not unique. Third, communicate it consistently across your website, marketing, and staff culture. Build it into your overall message about your brand, so when people talk about you, they talk about this. If you don't stand out, you blend in, and families will choose a competitor who does stand out. So, those are the 5 biggest mistakes we see people make when starting a rehab center, and the 3 steps you can take to avoid each of them. The reality is, most centers fail not because the founders didn't care, but because they missed one or more of these crucial steps. But the ones who do it right, the ones who plan, who position themselves, who hire the right team, and build their marketing in from day one, those are the centers that thrive and truly make an impact. At Behavioral Health Partners, we are the only agency that offers full-service consulting for treatment centers, from feasibility studies to proformas to licensing, branding, and strategic marketing. We understand the business side, the medical side, the clinical side, and the mission side, because we live this work. If you're serious about opening or scaling a treatment center, and you don't want to make these mistakes, book a call with us using the link in the description. We'd love to help you succeed and impact more lives. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon from Behavioral Health Partners, your trusted partner in growth and impact.